just like a few different little like meanings stacked on top of each other. I think that it's like, I think it's fun to do that. I like to write things that kind of like some of the meanings that I have to it only I really know. So for this record, I found this this Stevie Ray Vaughan sample. Let's see. So this is the song. It's called Riviera Paradise. And I was listening to this and at like 4 minutes and 26 seconds. So just that part right there. I took that and I flipped it. So I basically just chopped a couple pieces of it, put it together, made a loop, and then I EQ'd it. I took some of the low end out so it's not as like heavy down to the low end. And then I have this plugin from Waves. It's called Guitar Stomp. And it's like a guitar pedal simulator, but I like to put these on samples because I think the shit sounds cool. And like in music, I like to not really, like, I always say there's not really rules when you're like mixing music, because creativity is like, it's fluid and you can just kind of do whatever you want to do and be creative. So I have like a doubler on here, which slightly detunes the audio and then it kind of spreads it out, and you mix that with the dry audio and it sounds super wavy. And then this flanger or flanger, I don't know like the correct way to pronounce that, but that kind of gives it like this effect. And then this thing is cool. It's called Lady. It's basically stereo delay, but you can pitch it all the way up and reverse the delay. So if you can hear this on the tail end of the audio. Oh shit. Yeah. That reverse pitched up delay, I really like that. So after I did the sample, I wanted to put some drums on it and just find a good drum pattern. So the first thing I did was the snare, and I have a pack that's like from Kendrick's Damn album. So it's that clap and that snare. And usually I don't do this. Like usually I don't layer them in one track. Usually I like to separate them in different tracks and mix them separately. But in this particular instance, I just like the way they sounded together on one track. So put those in. Hi-hat. And then let's see, hold on, I gotta start to act up. Hi-hat. And then I found this little vinyl hi-hat loop that I really liked. So after I got the snare and the electronic hi-hats, I have this like vinyl hi-hat sample. So I layered that in there with everything else, with the sample and the hat. Had it kind of low, real subtle. And then from there, I needed a kick. So I went in here, got this kick. So I do weird shit with my kicks. A lot of people either don't compress kicks or like only use compression, and I started doing this weird shit that like audio engineers might want to fucking shoot me for this, but it works for me. I put overdrive on my kicks because compression kind of, you know, punches your kick through the mix, but if you put overdrive on a kick drum, it like completely changes the character of the sound and the timbre. So I put that on my kicks, and they just knock really hard. So. Alright, so I had that, and then I put this pad on here, this little, right here. So I put that over the sample. creates an atmosphere. And then for like when the hook really gets busy, here comes the 808. So you take all these things together. Let me mute the vocals real quick. Yeah, so that's about as busy as the beat gets, and really, like, you know, the verses, I just kind of drop out some of the like I drop the pad on the verses, and I kind of, for this first little bit of the verse, I like kind of put a low pass filter on the sample, so you just get the hat and the snare. Bring the kick back in. And then the 808 and the hat comes up. So I like doing that. Like I'll put like a low pass filter on a sample, or just like, you know, on a melody or whatever. I'll maybe even take the whole beat and put a low pass filter on the entire beat for a little bit, and then kind of bring the color back out. So here it's like really muted and like low key, like it's like you're preparing for something, you know. And then when that color comes back in, so I like to do that a lot. And yeah, there's a couple little things that I did in the verse, like this little, I dropped everything out in just the 808, and then brought the snare and everything else back in at the same time. Just little shit like that, because it kind of, I feel like when I do that in production, it's like, that's like the kind of thing you would do to like highlight a line that you spit, or, you know, whatever. And when I do that, it kind of like inspires me to write some cool shit on that part, and this is the part where I'm like, holy fuck, I'm about to poof. So right here, I'm like,
holy fuck, I'm about to poof. Blow up like portable mattresses. Gonna look at all of my catalog, my life and analog. All that I captured, I practiced it. Woo.
So yeah, that's pretty much the beat. Those are all the elements in the beat. You got the sample, the drums, the hats, the snare, the kick, the vinyl hi-hat, the pad, and then the 808, and that's kind of it. And it's just all about how I mix everything. And I know I didn't get too much into the mixing of all the instruments and everything, but you know, it's kind of about the mixing, and then how you organize it, how you frame it, and then after that is the vocals.
Run as soon as the fire starts. Run as soon as the fire starts. 4600, I'm doing my part. Cause bitch, I never fold up when the fire starts. I thought I was gonna make it home. Never mind that. I guess I just got caught on the road. Never mind that. Ain't nobody tell me where to go. Never mind that. I feel like my bones is growing old. Never mind that.